You guys already have this. My cousin does this for us. We're gonna do a couple of. You guys done this? You guys have. Talk about everybody using the same check off paper. Okay? Yes. Yeah. Come on. So the answers to Ms. J's questions are either from the video. We've been talking about this past couple of days, almost an entire week. Tomorrow's week 2 already. Okay? Those emails never. Vanessa wasn't here yesterday either, right? Told you, 80% of people are visual. That's okay. You have to see to remember. You have to see to learn. You have to see to believe it. 80% of the population are visual. That's okay. Are there answers in there? Lucky Ms. J had today set up a dinner kit for first oven. Mortar and pestle. Situation. But you have to do it yesterday, supposed that. Turn in everything with that. I have it in my list. She has it in her list. Ready? I got hair. It's raining. What? You woke up today? Drips?
Supposed to rain from 12 to
Today? I heard. Look at my back. It's raining. And then Alexa said there's like forecast of showers, right? So I want to be in a blanket today. tonight. It's gonna rain tonight. Now it's annoying me because I hate lint. Okay, flip those brains. Any questions on sterile compounding? No questions? Okay. We will do non-sterile compounding labs today, but again, after class, those who were scheduled yesterday, Stefan, Camille, Rox, and Jennifer are originally scheduled today, but Stefan and Camille, since our labs were canceled yesterday, you can stay, okay? And others who want to stay can stay, okay? I'll be here in the afternoon. I have to check my schedule. If I have an interview, I'll just go away for a little bit and do the interview in the office and then come back, okay? But I don't think, because when I checked yesterday, I don't have anybody unless they squeeze somebody in. Anyway, let's start off with non-sterile. A couple of terminologies I'd like you to remember. You'll have to get up and come closer to me, okay? Because I'm gonna do a demo, okay? A couple of terminologies, but before you do that, I'll talk about terminologies first, okay? A lot of things. I like when I sub for this today. I like when I cover, especially this classes, because I have so many tips for you for the PTCE. And not only for the PTCE, but how I do things in practice, like tricks on how to take that bubble off, or tips on how to take that liquid on top of your ampule and stuff like that. Okay, terminologies. When you say non-sterile compounding, okay, it means that you don't have to be in a clean room. You don't have to be garbed. Okay, but I would suggest that you use gloves when you do that. Okay, but non-sterile, really, if I'm to do non-sterile compounding, you don't have to wear gloves. Check your pharmacy policy. Okay, I'd like for you to wear gloves when you're making capsules. Okay, but when you're repackaging, not necessarily. That clear? Okay. Two things that always come up, look like I played with a dog. Two things that always come up on the PTCE or ExCPT. USP 795 and USP 797. USP stands for United States Pharmacopoeia. You know that already, right? 797 pertains to, these are chapters. There's 4 chapters I'd like for you to remember, because there's thousands of them, but there's only 4 I'd like for you to remember for your practice and for the major exams. First one, USP 797 chapter pertains to sterile compounding, sterile preparation. Compounding, sterile preparation. USP 795 chapter pertains to compounding, non-sterile preparations. These are guidelines, what you need to do or the rules to follow when it comes to 797, sterile, 795, non-sterile. There's 2 more I'd like you to remember that always come up. USP 800. What's 800? You guys know? Okay. That's why we talk about vertical today. Handling hazardous materials. That's USP 800. I shouldn't be drinking while doing this. But your teacher runs on fluid. Okay, caffeine. My caffeine is done. I'm on bigger water. Okay. Last one. USP 1075. USP 1075. Who knows what CGMP means? If you work in a manufacturing setting, CGMP stands for compounding good manufacturing. Good manufacturing practices. Okay, GMP. GMP. If you're working in a manufacturing setting,
good manufacturing practices. But we are not manufacturing, we're compounding. So USP 1075 means good compounding practices, not GMP. Did you get that? There's a difference between manufacturing and compounding. This comes up on the PTCE as well. Pharmaceutical companies manufacture. Right? They make drugs, invent drugs, discover drugs without a prescription. Compounding, you cannot do that. You make drugs because there's a prescription. So can you bulk manufacture if you're compounding? Are you supposed to answer that question? No. Okay, that's the difference. There's a different manufacturer's license and a compounding license. You have a compounding license given by your state board. You're not supposed to be making products in bulk, having salespeople or pharmaceutical reps promote it to doctors. That's manufacturing. You understand the difference? But Ms. L, I work in a compounding pharmacy. I work in a specialty setting. You know, we make things in advance. Refills of prescriptions can be made in advance because there's an original prescription for that. You get it? But you cannot make thousands of this drug if your pharmacy only has a compounding license. Can you follow? Not without a prescription. Okay? Not without a prescription. Do some companies do that? Yeah, and that's where they get in trouble. Okay? They're not supposed to have flyers about their product. They're not supposed to have sales reps going to doctors promoting their product. That's manufacturing. Go back to your law class. Patents, right? This manufacturers applied for a patent for that particular compound or drug, and they should be covered for up to how long? 2022 answer, year 2022. 20 years. Patents, hint, hint, wink, wink, PTCE. Patents are good for 20 years. Okay. Now on PTCE, a lot. That explains why Geneva passed her PTCE recently. Okay. Patents are good for 20 years. Another reason why pharmacies compound is because the drug is not available in that particular strength or dosage form. Say, for example, this drug really needs to be given to a child, but there's no single pharmaceutical company or manufacturer who manufactures it in a child dose. Can you follow? So we make it in either liquid form solution, suspension form, okay, or fun, gummy, and lollipop forms. I'm getting to somewhere, so you're gonna make some of these. Okay, that's why when you ask students, what's your favorite class? Hey, a compounding lab, because we made something useful for ourselves. If you make it real, okay? We're not requiring you to have something real. Some are imaginary, not really imaginary, but nice to have, like a magic potion of sorts. Some did that. It's okay. So just for fun. But many of the students also did balms, checking complementary and alternative medicines, oils, barks, trees, roots. So I said, I want us to go to this herbal store. But because of the power failure yesterday, that's -1 day. I was so bummed. Okay. Anyway, you can tell Miss Jen that loves field trips. Okay. Not just field trip to go out. Okay. So going back. That's one of the reasons why compounding labs for pharmacies make something or create something, because it's not available in the strength or dosage form. A child has OCD, okay? Doesn't want to take anything but a red liquid. So they had to make that. Pharmacy has to make that. Are you following? But there is a prescription for that. Yesterday, who discussed hormone replacement therapy? Jordan and there's 2 of you. For drugs, when you presented about drugs, who talked about hormone? Was it you, Roxy? Hormone replacement therapy? No. Jordan discussed, is it you, Jennifer? Because you had contraceptive. Okay. And then Jordan presented hormone replacement therapy yesterday, February, right? And I mentioned to you, here in this town in Vegas, there's so many small to medium-sized specialty pharmacies, closed door pharmacies. They don't accept walk-in patients, okay? But those compounding pharmacies or specialty pharmacies, I mentioned yesterday, a lot of them, they make hormone replacement therapy creams, ointments, because they're not available in the strength or the form that the patients need or want it. You follow? These are the reasons for compounding. Okay. I just defined manufacturing versus compounding to you guys. Okay. Of course, there are pharmacies that do the illegal. And I don't know if Ms. J gave you, I have 1 page of a list of cases in the US where pharmacies were caught illegally compounding, quote unquote, technically manufacturing drugs that caused some patients harm or even death. Okay, this is why the program director, Miss L, goes to pharmacies and really check what they're doing. Check their license, check what they're doing. Of course, it's not 100% foolproof, right? They might be doing the right thing when I walk in there, but when I turn around, they might not be doing the right thing. But in my 14 years doing this, 12 years for PIMA, we've never had any problems with our affiliation agreements, with our partnerships with pharmacists. I told you the story about the student who went crazy, right? Like, oh, my pharmacy's doing something illegal and didn't know his loss. Miss L, we're filling prescriptions that don't have prescription. We're filling NARCs. They don't have prescriptions. This wasn't my student, just so you know. This was another instructor student. I like that instructor, but he's no longer here. Okay, maybe he was absent when he taught that pharmacy law class. And he went ballistic on the pharmacist, who happens to be the owner. Do you know that story? Do you remember? Some of you don't know that story. Okay. You didn't know that story? Okay. So anyway, let me tell you the story. You want stories? You guys are gossips. Just joking. I like telling stories even when I do pharmacology because you remember. Okay. The student, pharmacist called us so mad at us. One, he took pictures of bottles with patient names. First violation, HIPAA. Okay. Next violation, we wanted to call State Board of Pharmacy and report the pharmacy for filling NARCs that don't have a prescription. I had to sit down to this meeting. I said, what's going on? This was prior pandemic. Okay. So anxious. And I said, what's going on? I Yeah, because we're feeling narcs and there's no prescription. I said, hang on 1 second. Was the prescription phoned in? Where were you in your pharmacy law class? I don't remember that. Pharmacies can phone in prescriptions, even narcs. But they have to have faxed the prescription, depending on your state, from 72 hours, within 72 hours, some 1 week. Don't go crazy like that right away, okay? Know your laws. That's why we teach you that. And he was the one who picked up that call for that prescription. He was refusing to help them because it's a narc and there's no paper prescription. It's not good. Now, even if I passed that, it was effective January. Think. I'll look it up, okay? But yeah, you cannot have handwritten words anymore. Okay? During this time, this was prior pandemic. Phone in. Why do you think I test your listening skills all the time? Because not all prescriptions come in paper form. You work in a hospital, you'll get phoned in prescriptions too. There are OR pharmacies, right? They should have everything they need during surgery. Sometimes it doesn't always happen. You're gonna get a call. That. What I'm saying, right? All ties in together. We're doing compounding now, but I'm inserting, interjecting laws. Okay? I'm not saying not to speak up. No, that's never me. You better tell us right away if you think something is going on that's not right. That's why we're teaching you what's right. Okay? But know your laws as well. Okay. Any questions? Next terminology. Repackaging. This came up on the PTCE and the ExCPT as well. Repackaging is taking a stock bottle. This is called a stock bottle. It has either 500 tablets, 1,000 tablets, basically more than what you need. 2, you got a prescription. It says 90. Then that's repackaging. From your stock bottle, 500 tablets, you repackage 90 tablets. Repackaging. You follow? So, blister packing, which I'm going to teach you. Blister packing. This is a 30-day supply. Okay. You usually do this in specialty settings, closed door pharmacies, because there's no walk-in patients. Their clients are usually in an assisted living, nursing home. Okay, so you do this. So is this considered repackaging? Your blister packing? Yes, it is, because you're taking it from a stock bottle to the exact amount that you need. I'm going to show you how to blister pack. Okay, the same exact thing they use, but some of your closed door pharmacies or specialty setting may have the press that seals it. We don't have that. Okay, this is the press. Okay, and you will use your press. Okay, I'm saying it's like a little bit hot or warm press to seal it. Get up, I'll show you how to do it. We're not yet unit dosing, just in blister packaging. Okay, so part of
repackaging. This is how it's gonna look like in the end, and you will have to do this today. Okay, some of you may take their breaks, some of you might not want to take their breaks, so it's okay. Okay, this is blister packaging, it's a 30-day supply. Ms. L, does it always start on day 1? Ms. L, how come I saw in my pharmacy that 1 to 7 is empty? Because not all patients come in the first of the month. And this is based on the date of the month. You follow? Ms. L, how come there's 3 bundles for 1 patient? I thought it's a 30-day supply. Because depending on your pharmacy, they might have it as 8 morning, afternoon, and night. To let you know what goes on. Okay, so you're going to do when you repackage, you take this. Your pharmacy still uses the same thing. Some things don't change. And then where is my? There. Go your pharmacy. I just put it down because I'm doing it there. But I'd like for it to stay where it is. 30-day supply, this is called blister packaging. I'm gonna put this here. That's wrong, because there are notches here, so it should go this way. See that? Okay, for example, it says here, night, evening, noon, morning. Say, for example, the patient came in first. This has to be given to the patient, the first of the month. Then you'll start on 1. This is per dose. Each slot is per dose. So if the prescription calls for 2 tablets per dose, there should be 2 in each slot. Can you follow? If it's 1 per dose, there should be 1. Okay. So what you do, who knows what a mancala is? Yeah. We call it sungka in the Philippines. It's called mancala. I don't know if the rules are the same, but I love that guy. And I'm like a dog today. I look like I'm a dog. Anyway, so you just put that 1. That's how I do that every time I do it. But of course, because you're holding the tablet, you might want to wear gloves, right? Because some tablets might, because of your sweat, melt in your hands. But I'm just showing you how to do this. Okay, so you just do that 1, depending on the prescription. Okay, if each dose the patient has to take 2, then I should see 2 in here. Okay, so there. Okay. What's next? Well, you get your cardboard. Peel it off, find that notch, and it's right here. Peel. No, don't want to show. And I want to be wasted. No, just kidding. I don't. I just want to show you how it's. So you peel it off. There's one side that sticks. This one should be outside. Okay. Peel it off. Do that. Okay. The press is exactly like a plate. Just a little bit of heat. Now, ordered by, you'll have to fill this by hand. Okay. Some pharmacies, they have like a labeler and then you just stick the things here. Okay. Ordered by whoever, the company, nursing home, assisted living. Order date received by, start date, date filled today. Okay. Date sent, because it's important. It doesn't always follow that you filled it today, it's going to be sent out today. Usually that's the case. Okay. Item means what is the drug? Okay. If you put in here the generic, make sure you have the generic in here. Okay. So this one is glyburide, okay, and metformin. I have to write glyburide and metformin, then the strength. Okay. Manufacturer, I have to write
who the manufacturer is. Yep. Tavis. Can you tell me lot number? There you go. Okay, so you do write the number. Lot number.
201-801.
Don't tell me the expiration date because that bottle's expired, I bet.
No,
It's not?
January 20.
Okay. So if your bottle is expired, I want you to add 2 years. Because those are training bottles. Okay. I asked this from friends. Okay. So sometimes the expiration date is really way far back. Okay. This one, oh, she said it's not expired because it was, we overrode it. Okay. But there's a real expiration here, which is already expired. We're not using drugs, we're using beans. Okay. Your beans are pinto, black, white for a reason. It tells you that the tablets come in different forms, shapes, colors, and sizes. Half a bean, I see half a bean here. That means it's half a tablet. And everything else is whole. That means there's something left. You dispensing that. So treat it like a real drug. If your prescription calls for half a tablet, then you better cut this bean in half. Okay. We'll have patients who will say, I want to refill my prescription, the black one, the white one, the brown one, and the big one and the tiny one. We're still talking about drugs or prescriptions, right? They do come. There are patients who are like that. But the worst for me is the white tablet. Do you know that 80% of our tablets are white? It makes me crazy. But welcome to the pharmacy. Okay, so that's your prescription, right? You have to have another hint, wink, the lot number and expiration date. If it so happens that your bottle, the training bottle that you have, is expired, add 2 years to that. Okay, use that as your expiration date. Why do we have to put the manufacturer, the lot number, and the expiration date? Manufacturer and lot number first. Why do you have to put that? There's one word, and this came up on the PTCE.
Indicates the early recall.
Bam. Word is recall. That's your tracker. That's your identifier for the recall. Expiration date. So that you know if it's still good or not. Okay, here's the thing though. Let me tell you 2 more terminologies. Beyond use date, abbreviated as BUD, all caps. Expiration date is from manufacturers. Better remember that. It's in the bottle. Beyond use date is different from expiration date. There are rules we follow, or your pharmacy has rules you follow. Usually, tablets and capsules, the beyond use date, once you take it out from the stock bottle and you unit dose or blister packet, it's 6 months from the time you filled it or you touched it. Okay, that's the expiration date. But this card, okay, you'll hear pharmacies say, get the bingo card. That's what it means, okay? I'm telling you what we use and what those terms mean. Okay, so you're not listening. I love bingo too. Let's do that next time. Okay, so beyond use date. Okay, I want you to write the expiration date because that's part of the tracker. But know that when you package something, it becomes a beyond use date. And for tablets, it's usually 6 months from the day you actually fill the prescription. You touch that thing. Because it's not going to be the same expiration date anymore. You touched it already. Right? Is that clear? Okay. And this is how it works. That's why I wanted to fill some. It's just like your ordinary capsule. Okay. That's why it comes in a bundle of 3 cards with a rubber band. Why? AM, and morning, afternoon, and night. And it will say on top AM in Sharpie. Morning, afternoon, night, but same patient. And it'll say 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3. Middle. So whoever's receiving it in the pharmacy knows that this is for this patient. You follow? Learning something? It's called blister packing. It's not compounding yet, it's just repackaging. There. Next one. Let's breathe. Where's Micah? I'll talk about the compounding log later, so we're not compound. The repackaging log. Okay. So why'd you do that? Come our inventory class first, like the missing tablets. Fun. Unit dose. These are the 3 labs you need to do today. Unit dose. When you say unit dose, that means per dose, right? That's a 30-day supply, but it's kind of unit dose because it's per blister, per slot, right? But unit dosing, let's do the liquid first. Repackaging versus unit dosing. So you have a big bottle, still called the stock bottle, right? You need 60, 90, whatever it is. You pour, you can use a funnel or you can just pour direct. Okay. Repackaging. Unit dosing is single dose, per dose, per administration. Where do you do this? Usually in a hospital. Okay. Usually swing shift. Okay. You make a lot of this for pediatrics. Prescription came in, you have to pull 5 ml. This is an oral syringe, not the same as your other syringes. Okay. Has this cap for a reason, because you don't want it exposed and you deliver it. This goes in the mouth of the patient. Okay. One thing I'd like you to do if you work in retail and you're dispensing an antibiotic for kids, please drop this in their beds. Okay. There's nothing worse than a parent, a mom or a dad picks up a prescription, gets home, not knowing what to do or how to administer the drug. Forget a spoon. Okay. Drop this in. It's free. It's not free as a business, but it's there. Okay. Unit dosing. Single dose. Usually 5 ml, 10 ml, 7.5 ml, right? So this is your stock body. You have your oral syringe. You have to wear gloves? No. Okay. That's why it's called non-sterile. Childproof, usually. Okay. Push, twist. Childproof container. How do I freaking do it? Pour it in the glass and pull it. What do you do with the leftover? Never ever put back extra. Be it powder, be it liquid. Contaminates the whole container. Another thing they call this is trees. Don't ask me. They just call it trees. Can you get me the tree or a tree? Can you get me? It's called tree. Kind of looks like a Christmas tree. Turn it upside down. Speaking of which, I want to have an elf in this classroom. Okay, so what you do, you push it in. The elf that takes all the drugs here. Who does that with their little brothers and sisters? You still do the elf? You're grown already. Not anymore. Okay. Elf on the shelf. But did you do that for your kids?
Yeah, I did it 1 year. Didn't work.
I think my son knows it's just like the staff brings him something every day, just pretending. It's like, anyway, I want pharmacy, some pharmacies are doing that. Like real pharmacies, just have fun. Anyway, so you push it in until it stops because it works both as a stopper and an adapter. Okay. Sometimes you can't close it anymore, and that's okay because that seal. Okay. Now your prescription came in. Prescription is for, say for example, 7 ml. Push it in. Turn it upside down. Yay, it doesn't spill, right? No, it's not. Okay. But you still. So how do we follow the rule in sterile? No problem. There's a big hole right there, right? That means there's no drug in there. So you're gonna try to do it right. Did I say 5 or 7? 7. Same. That white line should form a straight line with that mark. Or I pull, turn it upside down so it's like this. And then you get your cap. There's that little bubble in there. You want to make sure that your drug is all the way up to the tip of your syringe. You still follow the rule, do not touch the plunger. It's the one that goes. Okay. What you do. Label, not this one. Got a tail. Label has a tail. Okay. That label has this. Okay. You wrap it around, make sure you don't cover where the drug is. So I usually put it right here. Okay, where there are no marks. And then you write the name of the drug. Okay, strength, how much is inside, 5 ml equals how many milligrams or units is that, expiration, lot number. You're identifying as well. That is your unit dose. You follow? Liquid unit dosing. So when it gets delivered to the nursing station, all they need to do is administer. Clear? Unit dosing, liquid. That doesn't close anymore. That's your cap now. That's your adapter. That's your lid. That's your lid. Tree. I don't know why. I don't know how. Next one. We also unit dose PO. PO, which liquid is also PO, but unit dose tablets, capsules. Okay. It's pretty simple. If it's take 1 tablet, there should be 1 tablet in there. If it says take 1/2, there should be half a tablet in there. If it says take 3, take 2, there should be 2 in there. Unit dose, per administration, single dose, they're all one and the same. Okay, but if you're unit dosing a controlled substance, you have to have a red C mark on the bottom right hand of your label. Okay, it will also have the name of the drug, the strength, and it will say 1 tab equals 2 milligrams. If this is 2 milligrams, because sometimes we don't have 2 milligrams, right? Okay, so what's going to happen? 2 tabs equals 2 milligrams. You're telling the patient and the nurse and whoever's administering the drug that this is a single dose and it's correct based on the prescription. This has 2 tablets that is equivalent to 2 milligrams because we don't have that 2 milligram tablet. You follow? Doesn't mean that we cannot fill it. That clear? So this is unit dose. Use this. You're a little bit different. Oh, this is the label for the syringe, the liquid one. It has a tail, okay, to wrap it around the syringe. This one is just flat. It's up there. Let's do it. So what happens is you put that 1 tablet or 2 tablets, whatever is a single dose, and then you cover it. But before you cover it, write on the label. Okay. When do we use this? Where do we use this? Okay. Hospital. If you're admitted in the hospital, single dose. What else? Nursing home. Assisted living. Same. Okay. So why are you teaching us this? Because many of you will go to specialty settings, closed door pharmacies. We have a lot of those in town. Okay. And your pharmacists, they love our students because we teach them this. Okay. But of course, if you have other equipment or other tools, extra tools like the press, they're going to teach you how to use that. Okay. Any questions? There are 3 things you need to do today. Unit dose a liquid, unit dose a tablet, one controlled and one uncontrolled. Okay, I'm gonna walk you through logging it, okay, later, and that's gonna be the bottleneck because it's a lot of you. Okay, so the logging will do that later. And then repackaging, blister packing, 3 things today. This is supposed to be your lab yesterday, but we're trying to play catch up. And we'll try to do the trituration tomorrow, the water in the vessels. Okay. Thursday, it's gonna be Miss J. We teach at night on Thursday. So, any questions? No questions? Let's start the lab. What I want you to do is, you can work here, but you're gonna have to take turns, which means let's make 3 stations, okay? 1 liquid here, okay? 1 blister pack there, okay? You're by yourself today, Leslie. You can move, okay? And then that station becomes the unit dose tablet, non-controlled, and then the station. Now, we'll do tablet non-controlled here, then tablet controlled here. Okay, so it's next to each other because the logbook. Any questions? Okay, so make those stations and then you can start working. You have your sheet, right? Okay. Some of you I'll check off. Some of you I'll have check. That clear? Okay, make your stations now.